Are you struggling to manifest your financial dreams? Feeling frustrated by the law of attraction not delivering results? You're not alone. Many people find the law of attraction confusing or ineffective. But what if there's a more powerful and practical way to turn your desires into reality? Enter the law of assumption, a lesser-known but incredibly effective principle for creating the life you want. Unlike the law of attraction, which focuses on attracting things, the law of assumption emphasizes the power of your assumptions to shape your reality. In this video, we'll explore how to reprogram your subconscious mind for success, overcome limiting beliefs, and manifest dreams. Turn your desires into tangible realities, attract wealth and abundance into your life, finally achieve the fulfilling life you deserve. If you're ready to unlock your full potential and transform your reality, this video is for you. Click like and subscribe to the channel to make sure you receive other valuable videos like this. What are the universal laws? The universal laws are fundamental principles believed to be responsible for the order and harmony throughout the universe. They govern celestial movements, but also the dynamics of everyday life, significantly influencing our existence. Among these, the law of attraction and the law of assumption stand out for their direct impact on our way of thinking, living, and acting as catalysts for personal transformation. These universal laws are invisible forces that guide the energy of our thoughts towards materialization in physical reality. The law of attraction suggests that what we focus on intensely and frequently can attract similar vibration situations. It's as if the universe were a large mirror that reflects not only our images, but also our internal vibrations. The law of assumption, however, operates on the principle that living as if what we desire were already reality can actually lead us to that reality. Both these laws teach us that our internal perceptions shape the external world, and that through a conscious change inside, we can influence external events. In everyday life, these laws manifest in subtle but decisive ways. For example, someone who claims to be competent and capable will see opportunities emerge that confirm this belief, while those who focus on their failures might face continual obstacles, reaffirming their incapacity. Understanding and comprehending these laws is essential because it allows us to live consciously, exploiting these forces to our advantage rather than passively enduring them unknowingly. Among the great thinkers of our times, Bob Proctor maintains that the law of attraction is always in action, whether we are aware of it or not. This underscores the importance of maintaining a focused and optimistic mind, not only to attract what we desire, but also to avoid unconsciously calling forth what we do not want. Writer Brian Tracy stresses the importance of self-image for the law of assumption, suggesting that the way you see yourself internally determines your external success, and emphasizes how internal expectations can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, driving us toward success or failure. The universal laws are powerful tools for self-development and personal realization. Through understanding and applying these principles, we can not only transform our personal reality, but also influence the global one, making life not just an event we witness, but an experience we actively shape. What does the law of attraction entail? It's one of the most fascinating principles in the field of personal improvement and spiritual growth, which has recently been strongly challenged. According to this law, every individual has the power to attract into their life what they focus on intensely and frequently. It is a process that goes beyond simply wishing. It requires an active commitment of the mind and spirit to transform thoughts into tangible reality. The foundation of this law lies in the principle that like attracts like. This means that our thoughts, charged with emotions and expectations, emit a specific energy frequency that attracts events, people, and situations of a similar frequency. For example, if you maintain a positive attitude and focus on opportunities rather than difficulties, you will start to notice an increase in fortunate events that seem to guide you toward the success and fulfillment of your goals, including financial ones. It's crucial to understand that the law of attraction doesn't work by merely wishing for something intensely. It requires clear visualization of your goal, accompanied by positive feelings and consistent actions. Emotions play a crucial role in this process. Positive emotions like gratitude and optimism can accelerate the manifestation of your desires, while negative emotions like fear and doubt can hinder it. Why the law of attraction is often misinterpreted. The law of attraction, one of the most popular and at the same time most misunderstood concepts in the world of personal growth, often suffers from a superficial representation that can mislead. Many have interpreted this principle believing that simply thinking positively is enough to attract wealth, success, and happiness. However, this reductive view overlooks a crucial aspect of the law or action. The notion that positive thoughts alone can automatically transform reality is a misunderstanding that stems from the understandable desire to find simple solutions to complex problems. Although it is true that maintaining a positive attitude is essential, it is only part of the process. The law of attraction is not a magic ticket to success, but rather a map that, if followed correctly, can guide us to better outcomes. The fundamental principle of this law states that like attracts like, and while our thoughts can undoubtedly influence our energy and attract similar circumstances, they must be accompanied by intentional and targeted actions. This means that in addition to thinking positively, we must also act in alignment with our desires. For instance, if someone desires a career advancement, in addition to visualizing and thinking positively, they must also take concrete initiatives such as improving their skills, talking to superiors about their aspirations, or taking on additional responsibilities. Another aspect that contributes to the misunderstanding of the law of attraction is the underestimation of the importance of persistence and patience. Significant changes take time, and the results of actions taken today might not manifest immediately. Impatience and frustration can lead people to prematurely conclude that the law of attraction doesn't work, when in fact they might simply not have given enough time or energy to their intent. Finally, it is essential to recognize and overcome one's own limitations and internal blocks. Sometimes, even if we think positively and act accordingly, our limiting subconscious beliefs or fears can sabotage our efforts. Working on oneself to identify and resolve these barriers is a critical but necessary step, which many overlook. The law of attraction requires a balance between positive thinking, concrete action, and self-reflection. It is a powerful tool for personal transformation, but like any tool, it must be used correctly to be effective. Only then can we hope to transform our dreams and desires into tangible reality. What does the transformation of the law of assumption entail? The law of assumption is a powerful principle that, unlike the law of attraction, goes beyond mere positivity or the expectation of good results. It is based on a deep and unconditional assumption that what we desire is already a concrete reality. Unlike the law of attraction, which focuses on desires and attracting what we want, the law of assumption pushes us to go further, to act and live as if we had already achieved our goals. This principle implies a complete paradigm shift in how we perceive our reality. It's not just about desiring to be rich, for example, but fully assuming the identity of a wealthy person in every aspect of daily life. This involves making wise financial decisions, investing intelligently, spending responsibly, and above all, treating money and resources as a person living in abundance would. The true efficacy of the law of assumption lies in its ability to change our internal behavior and habits. This behavioral change not only leads us to make choices that are in line with our new assumed reality, but also alters our energy and attraction, positively influencing the people and opportunities around us. A crucial point to consider is that the law of assumption also requires consistency and discipline. Living as if desires were already reality does not mean ignoring current reality or behaving irresponsibly. Rather, it means integrating the vision of the desired future into every present action in a conscious and strategic way. Moreover, while some may see this approach as fake it till you make it, it is actually a powerful exercise in self-convincing that aligns our subconscious with our bigger goals. In doing so, we unconsciously remove internal obstacles and resistances that might prevent us from achieving success. Another crucial aspect of the law of assumption is that it facilitates the unlocking of latent potentials. Often, we limit our opportunities with doubts and uncertainties. Living as if you have already achieved your goals, You begin to see and take advantage of opportunities that you might otherwise ignore or deem out of your reach. This approach also increases self-efficacy, fueling an upward spiral of motivation and success. Feeling and acting as if success were already a fait accompli reinforces your own image of success, which in turn increases the likelihood of making decisions and taking actions that further promote success. The law of assumption not only shapes how you interact with the world, but also transforms the world itself in response to changes in your behavior and attitude. Unlike the vague hope of attracting wealth, this law generates measurable results. Every step you take towards your goal not only brings you closer to becoming rich, but also reinforces your belief that you are on the right path. It's not simply a mental trick. It's a profound transformation of how we interpret and react to the world around us. By adopting it, we not only change our mindset, but begin to actively create the life we desire, one decision at a time. Why the law of assumption is more effective. Unlike the law of attraction, the law of assumption encourages a more active approach, assuming that our desire is already reality. We are driven to adopt behaviors that are aligned with that reality, leading to concrete changes and measurable results. This method not only boosts our confidence, but often leads to tangible improvements in our financial situation. Let's now compare the two laws in a comparative example on the goal of wealth. In the attempt to achieve it, the two universal laws offer slightly different approaches that can influence our actions and results in distinct ways. Law of attraction. According to this law, to achieve wealth, you should first clearly visualize what you desire, focusing on the positive feelings associated with having financial abundance. Imagine checking your bank account and seeing numerous zeros following the first number. Feel the security, freedom, and joy that such abundance can bring into your life. This law maintains that by keeping these thoughts and feelings positive, the universe will bring you the necessary opportunities to realize this wealth. For instance, you might attract new business opportunities, receive more lucrative job offers, or discover advantageous investments, as your positive energy makes you a magnet for prosperity. Law of assumption. On the other hand, this law requires you to act and make decisions as if you were already rich. It's not just about feeling rich internally, but incorporating this assumption into your daily actions. This might include behaviors like regularly consulting a financial advisor, investing in ways that are typical of those who are already wealthy, or spending and saving with the prudence of a well-off person. Both laws emphasize the importance of thoughts and expectations in shaping our reality, but they differ significantly in practical approach. The law of attraction places greater emphasis on expectation and waiting for the universe to respond to our desires, and suggests waiting for opportunities to come to us. The law of assumption pushes towards proactive action based on the internal certainty that our desires are already reality, and encourages us to actively create those opportunities through our daily actions. By adopting this law, you're not just hoping to become rich, you're, step by step, building and living the reality of your wealth. This is not a passive process of waiting. It's an active realization of the potential that already resides within you. Why the law of assumption will make you rich. The law of assumption stands out as an extraordinarily powerful tool for achieving wealth, not simply for its ability to inspire positive thoughts, but for how it compels us to fully embody the role of the person we aspire to become. This principle requires not just imagining or hoping. It demands living every day as if the desired success had already been achieved. This law not only motivates you to dream big, but equips you with the right mindset to realize those dreams. Acting as if is not pretending to be someone you are not. You're becoming the person you can be and will be. This is not just a change of perspective. It is a powerful and pragmatic strategy that has the potential to radically transform your financial reality. That's why, if applied with dedication and awareness, the law of assumption can make you rich. If you think this video has helped you unlock the wealth you feel within you, click like and subscribe to the channel to start transforming your reality.